much. Now I would like to give floor to Ms. Faria Atiq. She is the Secretary Foreign Affairs Committee, United Kashmir People's National Party. And currently you have 5 minutes, please.
Thank you, Nasrul Sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Faria Atiq, and thank you, United Kashmir People's National Party, for organizing the August seminar. And a special thank you to honorable members of the British Parliament for hosting us. Today's topic of this third International Kashmir Conference is reunification of the historical state of Jammu and Kashmir and the rights of self-determination. Plenty of things are already said. I will not take much time. I will try to be just concise. Just 2 points I want to highlight. And first of all, I will talk about the self-determination. The territory of Kashmir is divided between India, Pakistan and China. The almost 16 million people of Kashmir who share a common heritage and culture over the centuries are now trapped between the de facto borders. The UN Security Council resolutions urge the two countries to hold a plebiscite to determine the people's will, but these resolutions have still not been observed. The people of Jammu and Kashmir under unrepresentative governments are suffering from human rights violation, political instability, economic deprivation, marginalization, and alienation. Internationally, all of these factors are important pointers for self-determination. It became clear that Kashmiri people emerged as oppressed people, divided within the de facto borders and suffering human rights violation. There is a very important point I want to highlight, or you can say that I want to give an example in terms of self-determination, how the international community looked toward it. I want to give an example of the Kosovo. The debate over the right to self-determination, particularly outside the decolonization, has been received with little or no interest by the international community. The concept of independence through succession is seen as a bad recipe and an assault on the territorial integrity of the states. Therefore, it is not accepted. For this reason, Kosovo's declaration of unilateral independence left the European Union split in whether they should recognize Kosovo. It sent shock waves across the world, especially to countries such as Cyprus, Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, Slovakia, Russia, India, and China, who expressed anxiety about the signal that Kosovo recognition might send to the separatists in their countries. For this reason, the fundamental right of self-determination remains controversial internationally. The second point which I want to highlight, I will just say the few things, already have said many. Why the reunification of the former princely state of Jammu and Kashmir is important. Why it is essential. I think the very basic answer every Kashmiri wants to say or ensure to the world community is that because of reunification of Jammu and Kashmir can play a significant role, particularly in regional and international politics. But how it could play a more prominent role, let me explain it, by creating a buffer zone. Jammu and Kashmir is geographically laying between 3 rivals and potentially hostile great powers. Its existence can prevent conflict between them. This is one of the main reasons, that's why you can say that we are advocating for that. And the second main reason is say that both India and Pakistan have become majoritarian states and radical right-wingers are in power. In such a situation, an independent secular Jammu and Kashmir are the dire need of this hour. its unification as a secular state, representing the guarantee the region's long-term peace and harmony. And it is one of the oldest trade routes of the world and can become a financial hub. Jammu and Kashmir, which have abundant water resources, have the potential to generate enough hydroelectric power to meet all of their power needs while also meeting the needs of their neighboring countries. However, this vital economic resources has not been utilized entirely due to various political and economic factors. In the end, I would like to remind the international establishment, especially the British government, to support the peaceful political struggle of the people of Jammu and Kashmir and play the role of a mediator and make a precedent in the world in this regard. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Faria Atiq Sahaba.